started rehearsals in Fort Lauderdale.
For rehearsals, we did a lot of studio work in the Royal Caribbean Studios, and we also did a lot of pool work.
But I think we have to keep our heads up so our hats are
floating.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rehearsal process for this in Fort Lauderdale was interesting because we did it in an actual dance studio and we had to tape out what we thought the pool's dimensions were.
We rehearsed there for like 5 weeks, and then we came to the Oasis in Finland and continued rehearsing until the pool was finished.
3, 2, 1, ready! Every time scared, adrenaline.
I get a little bit nervous before I do a high dive, just because it is so high and there's margin for error.
When you're talking about the 10-meter tower, there's always a little bit of adrenaline, a little bit of fear that's kind of coursing through you no matter what you're doing.
I have a lot of adrenaline and I love it.
As long as you've practiced something enough, you're not really nervous anymore, and it might be a little bit nerve-wracking just being up so high.
You need the utmost focus when you're up there because really you have, 2 to 3 seconds of drop time.
Normally by the time you're up there doing the dive, you're ready to do it, and you shouldn't be doing it if you're not ready.
So you just need to know exactly every little position that your body's hitting. You need to be just like super focused, just basically, in the zone.
I used to just always visualize the dive, like you just go over it and over it in your head so that once you're doing it, you don't really have to think about it, you just know what you're doing.
Every time I prepare my body for hard impact.
I pray. I have my special prayer, and it gives me power.
My most difficult part, I think it's when I dance with Alexa, and after when I have to jump to the water and very fast climb to the 10 meters. It's very I can breathe, it's very fast.
You have to climb up all the stairs so fast and not miss your part, and then dive and not breathe, and just that part, getting used to it, took a while.
In Oasis of Dreams, the synchronized swimming that we do is a lot different from competitive synchro. It's really showy.
It's more about presenting and having communication with the audience.
We're not competing to win, we're performing for an audience.
Yeah, and they are not looking to your technique. They're looking to your expression, your energy, your feeling.
It was kind of hard to get into the show aspect of not being so technical, where nothing has to be absolutely perfect every time. Because I guess what makes a good show is that it's different every time you watch it.
And standing by for 2 10-meter dives from stage right, standing by for 2 10-meter dives from stage right. And first diver is in the water.
We have 4 divers underwater. 2 of them are stage staff, and then 2 of them are actually support divers, hired specifically just to watch out for the safety of the artists underwater. I can talk to them through what we have called a Neptune mic, so I can talk to the performers underwater, and I can talk to the divers underwater and give them cues and tell them what's going on.
And standing by for battle with 2 10-meter dives from stage right.
You're clear, stage right.
Thank you.
When it's safe for the divers to jump into the water, I control it from up here, and I can turn the traffic light green, and when it's not safe for them to jump, I make the traffic light red.
You're clear for second diver.
Thank you. Second diver is in the water.
During the show, there's a lot of choreography under the water that people don't see. We're on scuba regulators before we start our routine.
Sometimes we make beeping noises, We look at each other a lot to make sure we're in line.
We can understand words sometimes.
You have to be able to feel the people around you to swim synchronized with them.
We have some hang time under there, so we play paper, rock, scissors with the scuba divers and just kind of hang out until it's our turn to come up. It's really fun.
It is.
Before a show, we often have a dance party.
Huge dance party in the locker room.
We're basically putting on our makeup and getting our costumes ready and set for show, and sometimes stretching a little, but more so just having fun and getting relaxed.
Each day is a different party, but like Alison can talk better about it.
We play some music and have a little dance party before we go on.
That's how we get warmed up. We get prepared
Backstage mentally and physically.
I need my stretch. If I don't do that, I just have a disastrous show. That's just the way it works for me. Mentally, it's just listening to music, really. Just kind of sitting around up in the rock wall over there, just stretching about and kind of keeping a blank mind.
Keep myself cool and calm and don't really anticipate all the skills that I'm going to be doing. More or less just relax and take some nice deep easy breaths right before we do the show. I gotta go freestyle on my costume. It's showtime!
Backstage before and after the show, nice and calm and smiles all around. Once the show actually starts, it's pretty focused. If you have a quick change, you know, there's no talking to anybody. You're just grabbing your costume, trying to wrench it on as fast as you can, which is, you know, a task in itself. When you're wet and having to put on dry costumes, you're just basically near the point of psychosis.
When we start the show and we're backstage and I can hear the crowd starting to cheer, like it gets me pumped up because I know that they're already enjoying just the beginning acts and everything. So it's really fun to hear backstage the crowd just kind of going crazy.
I love it when they tell you they've never seen anything like it before.
The vocal crowd is always great. There's one part in the synchro number where we like do a costume change underwater, and when the crowd actually notices that we do that, when we come out and they see that
the tutus are gone,
they're like, oh, and then they start clapping. That's really great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
The best kind of response that we get is when at the end of the show, we get a standing ovation from everyone in the house, and it sounds like you're at a rock concert. When people are screaming and going nuts, you know you did an amazing job. So of course, before every show, we're hoping that that's the kind of an audience that we have.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for this incredible cast.